Well, hello there. I'm Big Himbo Girl, and today we're going to be playing Mafiafell. Okay, so last time I remember in chapter 1 we were just getting our we're just getting our bearings. We were feeling things around, getting used to it. Basically, we're kind of setting our character. But in chapter 2, that's where things got crazy, and we actually started meeting characters. See, chapter 1 we were just building our character, our personality, and deciding what route we were going to take. So we're doing Sans, the romance route. And in chapter 2 we were talking to people and stuff. We were working, and then we met Sans, and we also met Azrael, or as he lied to us and called himself 𝐥𝐨𝐚𝐝𝐻. Don't know why. I mean, I know why he lied, because you can't trust people in this city. It's like Mafiafell. It's crazy. But anyway, I still don't know what the freaking 3 hearts at the top of the screen mean. I think those are lives. It's either lives or romance points. Either way, I'm scared. But we have all 3, because nothing really happened yet. But whatever. Chapter 3 in this city. You enter your apartment, you kick off your kitten heel shoes and peel off your pair of white gloves. You go to the bathroom to wash your face, brush your teeth, and change into your short night dress. You stretch your arms above your head. Your tired body aches from your bed. You step to your bed, intent on getting on a good night's sleep. It skips a beat. Shit. You want to cry. Hasn't today been chaotic enough? Is he obviously, he's gonna be here. He's watching us, I bet he is. You breathe out slowly. You turn away from your bed and the sensation stops. Huh? You frown. You turn back to your bed. It skips a beat. Now you understand. What am I understanding? Is he on the bed? Is he invisible? Is he facing that direction? Oh my gosh, we gotta sleep on the couch tonight. With a sigh, you grab your blankets and one of your pillows off the bed. You make yourself a small nest on the couch. I like that. Before you lay down, you decide to open your bedroom window all the way, hoping to prevent unnecessary damage. Oh, you lay down on the couch, pull up the covers, and go to sleep. You are rudely awakened by gunshots. Were we about to have a break-in? The gunshots are close enough they make your ears ring. You open your eyes, tiredly sitting up. You glance to your bed. There's a bullet hole in your pillow. Oh, so it wasn't Sans. Okay, girl, calm down. Not everything's Sans. But, so it was basically just our soul telling us, hey, bestie, if you go to sleep, you're gonna die. Your soul's intuition has successfully saved your life again. This is, again, why we don't doubt our soul. Because we were second-guessing ourselves when it came to Sans. It was oh, maybe we're hallucinating. No, girl. Your gaze moves around the room. You don't see any holes in the wall. You hope that means a bullet came through the window, and the only thing you'll need to replace is your pillow. More gunshots are heard outside, along with the sound of cars screeching and men shouting. It's been a few months since the last one in this area. You close your pink eyes. Your soul is not reacting. You could go back to sleep if you want. You don't think you're in any immediate danger. Or you could move to a window and try to discern what's going on. Okay, go to sleep. It doesn't matter what the reason is. You can't do anything about it anyway. Go to the window. You never know what information will be helpful. Okay, so we can be nosy, or we can just mind our business and go to sleep. Should I play this how I would actually do it? Or should I be nosy? Because we are a detective. We're looking for our brother. This could give us information. But on the other hand, someone could see us being nosy and then we're a target. I'm scared. I don't want to die. But it said that our soul is not reacting, so we're not in danger. So it should be fine. Let's be a little nosy. Oh, I'm scared. The music changed. I'm scared. I should have went to bed. You push off the blankets. You move to sit on your bed and peer out the window. You see men rushing inside the apartment building across from yours. There are lights on in almost every apartment. Several windows have been smashed through. You see a body hanging partially out of one window. We should have went to sleep. It's too dark to see the details. However, given that you can see a piece of the window sticking straight through them, it is likely they are dead. You're tired of seeing corpses. We should have went to sleep. I'm sorry. I'll learn from my mistakes. I'll never be nosy again. There are flashes of light in some of the apartments. Men and women fighting with one another. Whoever has the gun wins. Bang, bang, bang. Shot after shot rings out. More cars arrive. A dozen men pouring of them. Under the lamppost lights, you finally get a good look at who's behind this. The mafia invading you. The mafia invading are the ones you pay your protection fee to. The 𝑃𝑙𝑒𝑎𝑠, that's what I'm gonna call them. I know I like changed the name of like how I pronounced it 20 times in the last video, but like, you know. These aren't lower grunts. Not only do they have a green band around their suit hats, but many of them wear green vests over top. The more green a member wears, the higher rank they are. Oh, crap. You see one man grab a woman in the apartment. She screams, scrambling for the fire escape at her window. He pulls her to the ground. You don't see her come back up. A man yells as he is thrown from the 10th floor. He hits the pavement head first. It's like watching a water balloon pop. His head, I should have went to sleep. We're gonna have trauma. His head explodes out and coats the man at the street in brain and guts and blood. Ugh, gross. Watch where M? Did the man cut off? You hear men from below yell up at their cords in the building, unhappy to be splattered. The 𝑃𝑙𝑒-𝑎𝑠 mafia drag out several young men into the streets. One by one, you see them struggle against their captors. If they struggle too hard, they get socked in the stomach until they get quiet. Oh, they're being kidnapped. They're being sold. A dozen men are lined up on the street, forced to their knees. The mafia men surround them, with one man stepping up and pointing a pistol to one of their heads. Everything falls quiet below. You strain to listen, having a hard time discerning the words over the wind and general noise of the city at night. Oh, it's like we're hearing bits and pieces, I think. Traitor, to get away? The man with the gun is angrily shoving into their faces. Underground, who else fight the deathless beast? Lost shipment. You're the shipment now. Yep, they're getting sold. The last remark causes a reaction. One of the men on the ground bolts up and tries to make a break for it. He's shot in the back of his head. He falls to the ground, dead in his pajamas. Load him up, shucks the man with the gun. There are whimpers and cries in the apartment across from you. You raise your pink gaze and see mothers, fathers, wives, and daughters weeping from the windows. The Mafiafell load up the 11 men they round up into the back of a black van. The van drives off with another car, and the rest now start to clear up. The police will never come. No help will ever come. Not in this city. Not in this area. Not for you. You move away from your window. You throw on a blanket and you throw on a sweater and wrap yourself in a blanket. But comforting yourself, you hug yourself tightly. Your clues have been updated. Has it? You wish Lawrence was here. Okay. Lawrence makes a tired noise when he comes home. Oh, it's a flashback. You look up from the floor where you sat. You're working on your homework. Your textbook sprawled out beside you and your worksheets on your right. You smile when you see your brother. Why are you on the floor, Frisk? Lawrence asks when he notices you. He tugs off his tie and runs his fingers through his chocolate brown hair. You gesture to the kitchen table. It's covered in case boxes. I gotta burp. Give me a second. Ooh, excuse me. Oh, damn. Sorry, Hellraiser. He laughs, a sheepish look on his face. Golly! Golly! Golly, I was looking for those boxes at work, too. He moves to sit on the floor beside you. What are you working on? He asks. You show him your math homework. Math, huh? He asks. You know, I always hoped I'd never have to use math at work. You furrow your brow. Do detectives need to use math? I mean, I would assume so. Thankfully, not often, he says cheerfully. But the transport department do all the time. Every time there's an accident, they gotta measure all sorts of stuff and calculate. Awful stuff. You giggle. Lawrence places a kiss on the top of your head. Better than me, right? How are you liking it? I hate math. Don't ever say that. You hate math. I hate math. Can I see? He asks. You hand him your worksheet. Lawrence squints at it. I don't understand any of this. You're telling me you do? You laugh. Boo, don't say that. I probably don't. Lawrence sets your worksheet down and picks up another one you were working at. He whistles. You already finished this one? Look at you go, Frisk. He rubs your back. It's getting close to the end of the semester, ain't it? Got exams coming soon? In a couple weeks. Golly, he says. This makes me think our brother is Azrael, but it can't be. Golly, he says. Where's the time going? Cause of the golly, you know? How's about when you finish your exams, we hit the movies? Nice little treat to end the semester on. You giggle. You'd love to. Would he have time for it? You both look over at the cases that are stacked on the kitchen table. Lawrence purses his lips. I love my job. But you know what I love more? What? He pokes your nose. You. I only got one frisk. You poke his nose. Boop. You only have one Lawrence. That's right. So you better love me. He teasingly warns you while wagging his finger. You know what happens to baby sisters who don't love their big brother? You shake your head. They get tickled. Lawrence immediately goes for your size. You scream and scramble to escape. Your eyes burn when you open them. Aww, this is really wholesome and sweet. What a nice way to black out the trauma I just saw outside. What just happened outside? Exactly, I don't know. You wipe at them from the back of your hand. You wipe at them with the back of your hand. You look over at the clock. It reads 6:17, and I gotta go to work. You linger on the couch. You linger on the couch. It takes you several minutes to gather the energy to move. When you do, it's sluggish. You slowly move the blankets back over to your bed and make your bed. Okay. Once you've made your bed, you take a look at the bullet hole in your pillow. It went through your pillow and into the wall behind. An odd angle. Must have been shot from the 7th or 8th floor across from you. You check around your apartment. You do not see any more bullets nor holes in your apartment. Thankfully, because you opened your window last night, the only damage is to your pillow and the wall behind it. Guess it's time for a new pillow. You rub your face. You move away from your bed. I love my job, but you know what I love more? You let out a long breath. I only got one frisk. You turn back to your bed. You get on your knees and you reach underneath it. You pull out a box. It's an ordinary cardboard box, standard issue at any police department. It's worn down from being carried and moved around over the years. You lift the lid off. Inside the box are a handful of folders, a notebook, and an old detective ID. This belongs to Lawrence. It's the last case he was working on before he disappeared. You reach inside and pull out one of the folders. I think our brother got sold. I remember saying last time, I was thinking or hypothesizing that Lawrence was actually in trouble. Like, he either had got in trouble with a gang, he saw something he shouldn't, and he was captured, and he was forced to work with them, or Lawrence willingly joined a gang, and they lied to him, and he joined it to, like, protect us and to make money for us. But that doesn't really make sense because he's a police officer. But that's what I was thinking. And they were basically lying to him and being like, oh yeah, no, we'll send money to your sister. Yeah, she's fine. And we're over here confused and looking for him. But yeah, I don't think that's true anymore. I think he's been sold. I think he's gone somewhere. And we need to find him. Okay. Okay. This belongs to Lawrence. It is the last case he was working on before he disappeared. You reach inside and pull out one of the folders. It is a shame you cannot read any of it. For reasons not yet known to you, your brother encoded everything. Even his partner, Robert, was not able to decode this. Why? What was he looking into that required such extra security? And why did that dummy, fool, jerk, dumb, moron, idiot, I'm gonna say dummy. Why did that dummy not think to leave a key behind or some kind of extra security so you and Robert could decode it? More importantly, me. Why didn't he prepare for his possible capture if he would go so far to encode? That's probably why he encoded it, because he probably assumed he was gonna get captured. He was in some shady business. Why didn't he think that far ahead? Why? You drop the folder into the box and shove it under your bed. It doesn't matter anymore. He did what he did, and now you'll do what you need to do. You start your morning off with a bitter taste in your mouth. Some chocolate milk will help. You drink your chocolate milk, then head out to go on your morning run. Ooh. You ignore the bloodstains on the sidewalks and the broken windows. It all washes away in the next rain. You hear a sob. Oh no, you stop. Why did you stop? You can't do anything. You anxiously rub your hands. You turn away and you look to see an older man sobbing over a oh no! It was probably the man that dropped from the 10th floor. You turn away and you look to see an older man sobbing over a stain in the street. It's where the man was shot in the back of the head when he tried to run. Never mind. Others pass you. They ignore him. Nah, I can't just sit there and do nothing. Oh man, this is how people get kidnapped. Because of empathy. I swear that's how they do it. Like they adhere to your empathy. They draw you in and then swoop, you're captured. But I can't just do that. You can't do anything. Stop, walk away. I could offer some comfort. I could at least try. You can't. You can't. His face is contorted into a final look of horror. You can't. What did you see, Robert? Walk away, walk away, walk away. Why am I a detective? That's easy. It's the best way to help people. Don't do this to yourself. Don't get involved. It's common sense to need help someone in need, Frisk. Being a detective lets me help the most people. Shit. Well, without being smart like a doc. Oh, you're smart, Lawrence. You kneel beside him. You place a hand on his back. This is 𝑃𝑑𝑒 City. Someone might be having an awful, horrible, traumatic experience, but in the same night, someone else is having the best time of their lives. In this city, this is a constant truth. This morning, this man is having his worst morning. Watching it was horrible for you, and you don't even know the young man. You stay beside him as he weeps, unaware of your presence for a long time. The city goes on, unchanging despite the horror. Eventually, his sobs die down to hiccups as he notices you. He wipes at his pale face. Wispy gray hair blows in the wind. You offer him your handkerchief. He accepts and rubs his eye with it. Thank you, he croaks. You murmur a response. His blue eyes move back to stare at the stain. Why? Why indeed? You look up at the sky and wonder the same question. We paid our fees, he mumbles. My son didn't deserve. He chokes back a sob and buries his wrinkled face in his hands. The protection fees is only a scam. They say it's to keep you safe from the other gangs, but the only gangs that would raid an apartment have an alliance together. The Vivace and the Versace family don't go after each other. They haven't for several years. There are smaller gangs in the city, but none would encroach on their territory. Even if there was a raid by another gang, your neighborhood is too poor to be considered worth the effort to retaliate. The protection fee is useless, just a way to squeeze money on the already desperate. You rub your hands. That being said, you look around the destruction. You haven't seen such a wide-scale assault in years. When they come by to rough someone up, it's usually only a few guys and it's over within minutes. But you saw many of them. What were they after? What was so important they had to hurt so many people? They're after people. There was clearly, what we heard, there was a traitor. Someone snitched, someone said something, they were found out. And it was probably a whole group of them. They were probably working with someone else. Lawrence probably went undercover, for real. He went undercover, he's working underground. Trying to bring down the gangs, I believe. But yeah, there was a traitor and they paid the price. They got sold. You put your arm around the man. He turns it into you and starts to cry into your shoulder. You don't get to your morning run for another hour. The park has a dewy smell to it when you enter. Birds are gathered around the pond, quietly squawking at one another. A wind blows through and ruffles the leaves in the trees. It's empty, quiet, peaceful. You breathe in the fresh air, the morning put behind you. You start your warm-up jog. You circle halfway through the park when you spot a familiar monster. Is that 𝐥𝐸? What is he doing here? Sitting watching the trees? 𝐥𝐸 is sitting on a park bench, a crunched up cup of coffee in his right hand. As if sensing your presence, he turns his head and looks right at you. He beams. Miss Faith! You smile back. He stands up from the park bench and tosses a coffee cup into a nearby bin. Good morning! You approach him and you return the greeting. You're surprised to see him here. Me too, he says, his brow furrowing. He looks embarrassed. I might have gotten lost again. The look you gave him makes him quick to explain. I normally go over with my sibling, he hurries to say. I guess I never paid attention to where we go, though. Or how we get there. Is it Chris? No, it can't be. His name is Azrael. He just said 𝐥𝐸. So it can't be Chris. It would be like Kara. I guess I never paid attention to where we go, though, or how we get there. He scratches the back of his head. I was actually looking for you this morning. I managed to get to the area where we first met, but then got lost. What for? I wanted to thank you for your kindness last night. You don't think you did anything to warrant the extra thanks? Then maybe I dislike you, he says with a shrug. There's something about you. I think we could be great friends. Sure. Friends? I'm sorry, I like 𝐥𝐴/Azriel, but I don't think I trust you right now. Friends, he repeats. He scratches the back of his head. That's not too forward, is it? Sir, I'm scared that you're playing me and you're going to, hurt me. You shake your head with a smile. Friends, that's a rare title for you. Your soul doesn't react to his presence. You don't think he's a threat. Okay, I guess he's cool then, if our soul says so. Rather, he's been very nice. Outside of your coworkers, you find it difficult to think of anyone who was simply nice to you for the sake of being nice to you. Daisy might be the only one that comes to mind, but you can't call her a friend. Why not? Wonderful, he says. How about we go for ice cream this weekend then? When's the last time you spent time with a friend? You can't even remember. Not since coming to the city, for certain. What time? Around noon, okay? Do you know Malay Sunrise? You nod. It's an upscale dessert shop on the upper side of town. I'll make sure to follow a map so I won't get lost, he says. Meet you there? You happily agree. Please, you don't have to work that day either. You finish your run and go back home. Yay! You eat French toast with syrup, take a bubble bath, and get dressed. You have some time before work. What should you do? Last time we read, want to spend time on your hobby? I think my hobby's playing the piano. Oh no, my hobby is reading. You decide to go, I want to play the piano. That's my dream, I think. You decide to go visit the flower shop and talk to Daisy. Since you've made enough money to cover the essentials, you decide to treat yourself to a nice lunch. Our date, quote unquote, with 𝐥𝐴 isn't till later. It's not today. It's some other day. So, we made enough money to cover essentials, so let's go to lunch. You have a favorite shop on the nicer side of the city. It's a 35-ish minute power walk there, but the journey and price are well worth the meal. It's not something you can swing often. When you can, you always have a perk in your step on the way. Today is no different. Despite the rougher night, you're in a good mood as you head out to grab some comfort food. Ooh, what are we eating? Your neighborhood is on the less maintained side of the city. Crossing over to the nice district there is a noticeable difference in how clean everything looks. The buildings rarely have cracks. When they do, they're fixed within a week. The sidewalks are even. There are numerous food and newspaper stands, and many more people freely walk the streets. When you arrive at your favorite shop, you're not surprised to see the line. Men in business suits and women in stylish dresses line up out the door. You take your place in line. Oh, so this is a really nice shop. There are a couple women ahead of you gossiping. Went down to the station to bring him lunch. You know what he said to me? What? Get out. No. Okay, I like gossipy women. I like little ducks. That's why I call them ducks. And I like them in movies and books and stuff. I love little gossip girls. Yes, the woman said, nodding furiously. He said that jerk! He said that the station was no place for a woman of my standing. Of your standing, or any woman. Her friend clicked her tongue disapprovingly. You know they fired the receptionist again. I know, she said with a roll of her eyes. I don't understand them. If I didn't bring him lunch, he'd be a grump coming home. But if I bring him lunch, he gets upset. It's the same way with their receptionists. They want a pretty little face to look at and hire the first young off the street, then change their mind and drive her off. Her friend makes an annoyed noise. You think the police in other cities are this bad? Or is it just ours? Let's hope ours is the exception, she replies in a huff. So when I leave the station, can you guess who I ran into? Don't tell me. That reporter? The very same. What do you want this time? Asking about my husband and his workers, of course. That monster is obsessed with the station. Talked a big game about some kind of conspiracy. Both women snort derisively at that. Conspiracy, scoffs her friend. Ain't it a requirement to be smart first? Stop. She laughs in response. You think? Honestly, a conspiracy? What a nut. Oh, get this. Can you guess what it's about? The mafia? Her companion snorts. That's just common knowledge. No. He said it was about love. The two women laugh at that. You get your food without issue, absently thinking about the gossip. So, I guess they don't know what love is, or at least level of violence, I'm assuming. Because when he said love, you would think they would think about that. But they probably think it's about like romance love or whatever. It might be about, LOVE. You get your food without issue, absently thinking about the gossip. Clues have been updated. Oh, I'm literally eating this. You still have time to do one more thing. I don't really feel like reading. If I go back home, would I catch Sans? No, let's go talk to Daisy. You head down to the flower shop. The front door is propped open today. As you enter, Daisy's greets you with a warm, "Good day, Faith." Oh, right, she's old. "Good day, Faith." You return the greeting. Daisy leans against the front counter. Her wrinkled smile softens. "I heard there was a scuffle in your area last night. You okay?" It's nothing new. Daisy glances away and out the door. "I sell more flowers for funerals than anything else in this city." That doesn't surprise you. She looks back at you. Her face creases with concern. "Do your best to make sure I don't sell any for yours." You promise. Good child. "Come to the back. I've got a fresh shipment of yellow roses that came in this morning," she says. "It's not often I get to order them without the police sniffing around." Why would the police care? "You read MTT? Metaton?" She asks as the two of you move to the back room. MTT is a major media corporation. They own the biggest newspaper in the city. Their owner, Metaton, is a wildly popular radio host. You haven't had much opportunity to listen to him, as his hours are the same as when you work, and the boss doesn't like the radio. You do like to read the newspaper, but unfortunately the paper boy stopped coming to your neighborhood last week, and there aren't many newspaper stands on your way to work. You are normally very good at reading the newspaper. This week has been off week for you. You only skim the newspaper when a coworker leaves it with you to read it. You do not read the newspaper. I do not read the newspaper, at least not here, but this is like old-timey thing. I'll skim the newspaper. I mean, it's the same thing I do with magazines. If it's there, I'll look at it, but I wouldn't pick it up and as a choice. I mean, in personal time. I'll read it if it's the only option I have. Okay. You only skim the newspaper when a coworker leaves it for you to read at work. Oh, she goes. Do you remember a couple years ago there were deaths? There are always deaths in the city? No, not like gang deaths. Bad deaths. Awful deaths, she says. Daisy hesitates. Her eyes flicker to the front door, as if checking to see if anyone was about to enter. The Dr. Rose deaths? At once, you're reminded of Ebbot City 2 years ago. Gaster? I'm assuming. Scarcely a year after you were left alone in Ebbot City, a serial killer emerged. Never mind, I don't think it's Gaster. It all began... No, it can't be Kara. No. It all began with a mysterious murder. A young woman left naked on the street, her heart carefully removed and blooming yellow roses stuffed inside. She was a pretty singer, well known enough that her name was the headlines in the paper. It was a horrible murder. The city raged, and they went to catch the killer. I'm scared. It says singer, and I was worried we were going to be next. Then another body turned up a week later. This one of a young man. Another well-known name. He was an actor at the city theater and a starring role, and the public was stunned. So famous people? Another week, a third body. The time wasn't always consistent. A week, a month, a day, but the bodies kept piling up. The first monster death happened a year in. The dust was swept into the shape of the monster. That's crazy. The Dreamer family officially invited and hired several well-known detectives. An intense game of cat and mouse started as one by one the detectives were removed. The yellow roses were stuffed down their throats and eyes, angry gashes and slashes across their chests and abdomen. Things were so tense in the city, even the gang stopped prowling the streets at night. You remember a handful of nights where your soul warned you against even stepping outside. 2 years ago, it abruptly stopped. You tell Daisy you remember. However, the doctor's gone, aren't they? Daisy sighs. They found another body earlier this week. Heart gone and yellow roses in their place. The police came by yesterday evening to ask me if anyone has bought any yellow roses for me. No, of course not. Someone like that isn't going to let some flower shop owner lead to their arrest by ordering a bunch of yellow roses. Are we going to be a suspect? We have yellow roses blooming in our house. It said in the beginning that the flower pot was empty before we moved in and randomly just started spouting yellow roses. Does this have a specific meaning? Should I be looking up the meaning of yellow roses? You point out it could be a copycat. I was thinking the same thing. Daisy's expression becomes pinched. Anything's better than them actually coming back, right? She pulls up a basket of yellow roses, still in the soil. She smiles at them. Such a bright flower. To think someone could use them for such evil. Oh, it infuriates me. You rub your hands, wondering what this could mean for you in this city. I've got some brighter things too, she says. Want to see? You let Daisy show off the new flower she brought in. Your mind's still chewing over the news. Is Dr. Rose back? Your clues have been updated. Oh, we are literally eating. It's time to head to work. You head out. You arrive at work 10 minutes before your shift starts. As soon as you walk in, you notice a change in the air. I'm saving because I'm scared. You arrive at work 10 minutes before your shift starts. As soon as you walk in, you notice a change in the air. There's a buzz of energy in the air. I'm scared. You look around, curious. It's Papyrus, it's Papyrus. There is a tall skeleton monster seated in the far back. He sits alone at a table with one drink in his hand. He is skinnier than Sans and has a longer face with a bigger, spiky mouth. It's Papyrus. Vermilion eye lights meet your gaze. Oh, he probably knows who I am. You smile politely and nod to him. He tips his hat to you. You feel a hand on your arm. You turn your head to Anna. She's already out of her uniform. She must be getting ready to leave, since her shift ends when yours starts. The bubbly mother whispers to you, I see you found our guest. You nod. Boss introduced him on the first shift. Oh, so we know him, she says. Says to keep him well fed and watered, but ignore him outside of that. Oh, not that it means much to you. You're not a waitress. We aren't. Just keep in mind if you get pulled to help tables, she says. You nod and thank her for the heads up. Anna beams at you and pats your arm. Have a good evening, honey. You tell her to do the same and hope her kids are doing well. Well enough, she says and rolls her eyes. Jason broke a window playing baseball last night. You see a body hanging partially out of one window, a piece of window stuck straight through them. You swallow. Anna leaves, and you go to the back room. You enter as you see Wendy hopping out of the changing room, clicking her tongue in annoyance. Wendy's a waitress that you share a shift with. She's a college student. She works the evening shifts with you and goes to classes in the morning. Abbott University only recently started to accept women in their ranks, and from the stories she told you, the professors don't always agree with that policy change. So we got some stuff going on. She handles it well enough. She's a keep your head down and do your work kind of lady. As soon as she sees you, she beams. Faith! I want to see what voice should I give her? Her name's Wendy, right? I kind of want to give her like a rough tough kind of attitude. Make her have a little country accent, maybe. A little accent here and there. Faith! Help, please. She turns. Country accents are. I'm sorry. Faith, help, please. I'll let it fall naturally. She turns around and you see a part of her black hair stuck in the zipper of her white work dress. Oh, well, that's not how I imagine her at all. I imagine her to be a redhead. You move over and immediately help untangle it. She sucks in sharply when you have to tug on part of it. You quickly apologize to her, but she waves you off. You've winced in sympathy. You purse your lips and keep focus. I'll apologize. I'm sorry, girl. It takes a couple minutes, but you do free her hair from the back zipper. She sighs with relief and runs her fingers through her hair. Well, now I gotta give her a different thing. Thanks, Faith. I'm gonna make her voice a little deep. Thanks, Faith. She quickly starts to pull her hair up into a ponytail. You offer to finish zipping her up. Please, she says. You do. The work uniforms at the Black Swan are sturdy, but sometimes a zipper can be tricky. All waitresses wear a long-sleeved short white dress with a black vest and short black apron around the waist and black high heels. The waiters wear a long-sleeved white dress shirt, black vests, black pants, and a short black apron around the waist with the black dress flats. Both waiters and waitresses must wear a black bow tie. Cute. The boss provides a complete uniform every 6 months working here, and if your uniform is damaged on a job, he'll pay to have it repaired and cleaned. Your uniform as a singer is a shimmery white dress. Ooh, we're eating. On Fridays, the busiest night, you have to wear a red one. You do have the waitress uniform, so you can take extra shifts when money is tight, but you prefer your stage dress. It's much easier to change into. You don't have to worry about your bow tie getting crooked. You notice the monster? She asks, as you move to the changing room. She waits outside it while you change. You did. Kind of strange. She says, he looks strong. There aren't any regulars that are high ranked enough to afford someone like him, right? You can't think of anyone. So who's he waiting for? Oh, he's waiting for me. Why does she think he's waiting for someone? Why else would he be here? She chuckles. Maybe he's got a date. This place can get romantic in the evening. She taps on changing door. You should sing a love song tonight. Bet he'll tip you well if you put his date in the right mood. It's something to think about at least. I would love to sing a love song. She smiles. Well, sing what you want. Whatever you sing will be nice. Good luck tonight, Faith. The way I'm imagining her in my head, she's so pretty. You tell her to do the same, and the two of you head out to work. Exiting the back room, you feel Wendy brush past you. Her hands are gentle as she kindly pats your back and heads to her section. She's so pretty. You can't resist looking over at the skeleton monster in the back. As soon as you do, he also lifts his head. You two meet each other's eyes again. It's uncanny how it keeps happening. You decide to head over to him to properly introduce yourself. I can't do a papyrus voice. I'm telling you all that now. I cannot do a papyrus voice. I can't even do a sans voice. So we're gonna try and figure something out. Hello, he says. That's too normal for him. I'll just, hello, he says. Hello. What is your name? He asks. You answer. My name's Faith. Hi, how are you? I am the magnificent Papyrus Gaster, he says. It is a pleasure to meet you. Oh, you wonder if he is related to Sans. Maybe you can ask about that later. You say it's a pleasure to meet him too. It's nice to meet you. Have you worked here for long? 4 years. Do you like it? You love your job. I see, he says. I look forward to seeing you work. Does he intend to watch you? I intend to watch everyone, he says. I like to be informed before I make any decision. Decision? Sir, what do you... Oh, he's probably gonna buy land. Do not worry, human. You will understand soon enough. Oh, okay then. You wish him a nice night. He smiles. Oh no, I introduced myself. Okay, I got scared. He smiles. You as well, Miss Faith. I was worried. I thought I didn't tell him my name, and I got so scared for a second. I was like, sir, how'd you know? But never mind. And off to work you go. Work goes off without issue. I couldn't pick the song, although it was far too busy for you to take a meal break. At the end of it, the boss has a hot meal prepared for you to take home. I'm gonna pretend I sang a love song. You take your dinner to go, happy with a productive day of work. The streets are empty outside your apartment. You speed up when you see the front door of the building, anxious to get inside and eat. It skips a beat. Welp. You look around. You don't see anyone. You grip your dinner with one hand tighter and quickly head to the front door. As soon as you grab the handle, you feel it again. It skips a beat. Should we go? Yeah, I was about to say, you open the door, concerned the dangers inside. There's someone there. Yeah, girl, as soon as we grab the handle, it skips a beat. I'm sitting here thinking, maybe we shouldn't go inside. Let's go somewhere else. Let's go to the park. There's someone there. They are tall. You don't see their head. It can't be freaking Gaster, can it? They are tall. You do not see their head or face immediately. Instead, you see a buttoned-up black shirt tucked neatly into black suit pants. There's an expensive-looking black coat draped over the owner's shoulder, and you see black gloves clenched on either side. It skips a beat. You slowly raise your gaze. It's Gaster. We're cool. He is a skeletal monster with a bony white face and a terrifying spiky mouth. So, he's spooky? Yeah, he's spooky. Our soul did a thingamajig, so we should play our cards right. There's a crack going down his right eye socket to his mouth, and another crack from his left eye socket across the top of his head. 2 violet-red eyelids stare coldly down at you. A shiver of fear slides down your spine. You feel your sins crawling up your back. You can see me? He asks, his voice barely above a whisper. Sir, you're invisible? Why wouldn't... It is then that you notice there are wisps of shadows around him. It skips a beat. You swallow your response and nod. Unfortunate, is all he says, as he disappears into the shadows. Did you not want me to see you? Why? What have I ever done? I interacted with your son your brother, because I interacted with your brother once, sir. I interacted with him once, and it wasn't even my fault. He came to me. Why are you sniffing me out? You hope that was the right response? I didn't get to pick, so it's on you if it wasn't. Your dinner's cold by the time you feel calm enough to eat. Microwave it. It's gonna be okay. It's still delicious. The boss knows how to make great food. Once you've eaten, you do your nightly routine. You wash your face, brush your teeth, change into short night dress, and stretch. You're reminded of the man from before and shiver. There's a knock at your door. It's rather late for a visitor. I'm not answering that, girl. I'm not answering that. I don't care if my soul did a flip or not. Never mind, we answered the door. You open the door. It's the man from this morning. Oh, the one we helped. He looks disheveled. How do you find where I live? His skin paler than bone. He is now in a raggedy suit, patches on the elbow and chalk stains on the collar. His eyes are swollen. Hello, miss. He greets you with a wan smile. I want to return this before I forget. Oh, my handkerchief. You didn't have to. He holds out your handkerchief. You accept it. It looks like he cleaned it before giving back to you, I would hope. You hesitate for a split second before you open your door wider. You offer him a cup of chocolate milk. His smile is tired but grateful. Yes, thank you. I'm sorry for coming by so late. I asked your first floor neighbor to let me know when you came home. I wasn't sure when you worked and... It's fine. You reassure the elderly man. Should I make him sound old too? Sure. He steps into your apartment, pale blue eyes looking around. You help him to your kitchen table. He mumbles another thank you. You prepare 2 mugs of chocolate milk. I don't know how to do an old man voice. You were the only one who stopped, he says quietly. Yeah, I noticed. You don't know how to respond to that. You quietly hand him a mug. It's what the city has become, he says, what the mafia's turned it into. You don't disagree. You've only been in the city for 5 years, but last night speaks for itself. He smiles mirthlessly and adjusts his glasses. I'm William Scott, by the way. Nice to meet you, William. He holds out a hand to you. You accept it and introduce yourself. My name's Faith. Nice to meet you. You've got a good heart, child, he says. You shouldn't stay in the city, not unless you want something like last night to happen to you. You smile thinly. Speaking of last night, you ask him if he knows what caused the incident. I'm not sure, he says. It's all so blurry. He looks out your kitchen window and stares at your yellow roses. Something about his shipment. Someone in the building stole it or destroyed it? They were shouting about it. A shipment? You think you heard that word. We did. And you're the shipment now. You purse your lips. They kidnapped people and said they were the shipment. From that, you can infer the original shipment was likely people as well. You hadn't heard the Vivace family was in on human trafficking, but given that they're mafia, it doesn't surprise you. Your clues have been updated. Scum. Stars knows what will happen to those poor lads, he whispers. He looks up at you with glassy, sad eyes. Thank you for your kindness, miss. You smile at him. It's common sense to help people. He laughs. It almost sounds like a cry. If only there were more souls like yours in this world. You reach over and pat his wrinkled hand. You ask him if he needs any more help. Thank you. I can't think of anything. I have funeral arrangements to make first. He whispers, but thank you. Really, thank you. You pour him another drink. You ask him to tell you about your son. His face lights up. His smile becomes warmer. He talks. You listen. You do not go to bed until very late, and when you do, you have a familiar dream. Is it spooky? Never mind, it's nice. You squint at what you have done. Your nails are covered in pink nail polish. It's a sloppy first attempt. You as much as your fingers as you do on your nails, and you feel a keen sense of embarrassment. Having your nails be painted has become a popular thing to do. You fell in love with the idea right away. The colors look so pretty. It looks like fun. You want to give it a try. Let's stay up to date on trends. You do this for yourself. I do this for myself. You have little desire to be popular. You want to stay on the radar. No, girl. You view this noble as a type of camouflage. It is fun. I wanted to give it a try. But I guess I should specify. You have little desire to be popular, but this seemed kind of fun to do. Sure. The girls at schools have pristine nails. A lot of them get it done professionally. Something you cannot afford, and you feel ashamed to ask Lawrence to spend money on. Your only option is to do it yourself. One of your classmates wanted to get rid of her polish, so her mother could buy her more. She offered up her collection to a girls in her homeroom. You grabbed a handful for yourself. Your favorites are the pink one. What? Your favorites are the one in pink, and the one in scarlet red. Blush pink. Your favorites are the one in pink, and the one in blush pink. I liked the blue one, the sky blue. One in sky blue. The one in pink, and the one in pink. You shift in your seat at the kitchen table, sullen from your attempt. You didn't expect perfection right away, but you also didn't expect such a horrible first attempt. This does not bode well for you. It clearly doesn't. You can easily imagine the remarks you will receive at school with such nails. Girl, just wipe it off. Girls who come to school with a crooked skirt, uneven socks, or even messy hair are relentlessly ridiculed for the entire day. Uneven socks. Girl, just pull your socks up or pull them down. Uneven socks? What do you mean? Just fix this. What? I swear, people are crazy. Lazy, messy, pathetic, unwanted, ashamed to lace everywhere, disgraceful. Bullies suck. Those are the milder insults. Bullies suck. I would throw hands. You have no intention on being on the receiving end of that. You purse your lips. The front door to the apartment opens up. You do not bother to turn around. Lawrence comes up from behind you and looks down. Wow, you suck at drawing as a tyke. Glad to know I haven't improved at all, says Lawrence with great cheer. Please, sir. You make an annoyed noise. He laughs. Don't worry, Frisk. You'll get better with practice. You look at him with a furrowed brow. You're sure. Aw, come on, Hellraiser, says Lawrence. You can practice on me tonight. Then once you feel better, you can have a go at it yourself again, okay? You perk up. Would that be okay? Why not? He asks with a shrug. It's only paint. You hesitate and point out that none of the boys at school use nail polish. Ah, yes. I forgot how fragile my poor ego is as a man, Lawrence dryly remarks. To be taken down by paint. What's next? I have to burn my pink tie? It's my lucky tie. It was a white tie that he got soaked in blood and somehow washed it so poorly it forever stained paint. Wow. It's my lucky tie, he repeats himself. It wasn't my blood. You offer to use pink nail polish on him. Why not? He asks with a shrug. He pulls up a seat at the kitchen table. He pulls off his black work gloves and places his hands on the table. I leave myself in your very capable hands. You look down at your messy first attempt. You'll get there, he says encouragingly. I know you will. You offer him a small smile. How can you be so sure? Because, he says, you're you. You're my darling baby sister, who shines brighter than any star in the night. Your cheeks warm from the praise. Your smile widens a little more. That's better, he says with a smile of his own. Your smile is in a league of its own, Hellraiser. Right up there with your heart. You keep being you, and you'll do fine. With your brother's encouragement, you practice on him for the evening. It takes you some tries, but you do get it. That's it, he says. He leans over to kiss the top of your head. Good job, Faith. I'm proud of you. Over nail polish? Over trying, he says. Over giving something new a shot. And even when it didn't work right away, doing it again. Might seem like a small thing, sure, but you did it. Don't undervalue that. You did it, and that's something to be proud of. I'm proud of you. You giggle. The memory is as sweet as it is sharp. Chapter 4, A New Boss.